Good morning. We are here at Akasha Art Projects at 204D Carlton Street, Toronto, Ontario. We are with Kelly Kyle and Sonia Scharf, the owners of Akasha Art Gallery. So we just have a few questions we just want to ask you. Would you like to share with our audience why you started, what started Akasha Art Projects?
Well, it's a bit of a long story. Do you want to take the stage?
Well, I think it started when we decided to combine our mutual love of art and our talents, both artistically. Kelly's creative skills as a custom framer, me as a commercial photographer, and our love of fine art photography. And we just started discussing about doing some work together, getting into business together. You were working at another business that was running a framing department, and we just thought we could do this together, strength in numbers, two of us. And when we started the business, I don't think we realized where we were really going.
No, I don't think we had a direction, like a true direction. I think we knew that we were going to combine forces, but I don't think we really had an idea where we'd end up.
Right. So I think it's kind of, we sort of fell into the growth stage of our business very quickly within 1 year. And we just kept rolling, like going with it, growth came, and I think mostly the growth came after we landed our first international hotel project, framing the work for that for a very well-known art consultant and interior design firm in Toronto.
Perfect.
And when that came to us, I think, and we finished the project, and the client was thrilled. And after it was shipped to the States, actually, I think we realized, wow, we can do this. We can continue servicing larger projects, like that, in addition to the consumer market. And it just went from there. After that one, we got another one, and I think to date we've completed over 10 international hotels now.
Yeah.
Wonderful. And when did it all begin? What year did you start Akasha Art Project?
2009.
Yeah, 2009.
In one room.
Yeah.
One little room.
Exactly. Yeah. Before Akasha, there was me. And then I operated as Kelly Kyle Customized Framing. And that's in and around the time that we decided to join the forces. And Sonia chose the name Akasha Art Projects. It has a bit of a spiritual element. It's a Sanskrit word that means to shine light upon, or to bring what is yet to be manifest to manifestation. And I think in and around the time that we found that word, I think we also found each other and our strengths. And in 2009, it really just launched in a small room, like Sonia said, and it's been a ride ever since.
In a small room on the
Wonderful.
second floor, which of course second floors are very challenging. And we were actually subletting from a magazine that was on the second floor. And so we operated for one whole year in that little sort of almost like an office-like room. Somehow we managed to make it quite easy to work in there. But when the magazine was closing or moving, they offered us the first dibs on the rest of the space. And we always wanted a gallery. In our first year, we didn't have a gallery. And we always wanted to showcase fine art photography, primarily because we're fine art photographers and photography is one of our passions. And when that happened, we just sort of took it over again, sort of like just go for it.
So you evolved.
We evolved, and we actually just went for it. I don't think we let fear stop us.
No, it's like true entrepreneurs. We jumped and thought the net would appear.
Yeah, yeah. So we had our first art opening exhibition August or July, I think it was, of 2010, so a year later, and it was a very successful opening, and we just started getting more and more clients on the framing side as well as all the other art services, which includes installation and printing and everything else we do. And so we just spent the last 8 years building up our business in that new space, again on the second floor. So challenging for the consumer, not so difficult on the corporate side, because a lot of our corporate interior design clients may not necessarily come to the shop. A lot of times I actually go to the client. So, but we managed.
Thank you. So Akasha Art Gallery, Art Projects is actually the manifestation of what you've created and you continue to create.
Yeah, actually,
Yeah,
that's
it
well said.
is.
Yeah, it's true.
Wonderful. And the big question that we all want to know is why? Why did you become an entrepreneur?
Well, I think for myself, I've always had a bit of an entrepreneurial spirit. Being an entrepreneur, there's an element of wanting to be independent, and I've always had more or less an independent role within different organizations. I've always loved working with people and working with my hands and just the element of service. So when I had the opportunity to branch out, to become more self-employed, I did. I took the risk, and I don't look back, to be honest with you. It's challenging, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
I'm still learning every day, but I feel it's a role that I've always meant to take on in my own life.
Wonderful. And Sonia?
Well, I think I've always been self-employed. I was a commercial photographer for years before we met, and had my own studio. So I've always been sort of my own thinker, and it's I'm sure there's pros and cons to both being self-employed and to actually working for people and having a steady paycheck, but it's very rewarding.
Absolutely.
It's very rewarding working for yourself and seeing what you've created and actually taking it to that level that you envision for your brand, which, we're very big on our brand. And we, every day we take steps to keep going and moving this business to a level that we are trying to achieve, I think.
Wonderful. Well, thank you. In sharing with our audience today, what are 3 things, and I'll ask you each to contribute to this question, what are 3 things that you would like to share with somebody who's wanting to go into being self-employed?
Well, first that comes to mind would be not to let fear stop you. That, there is an element of risk in every job, whether it's your own or self-created or self-developed. I would say to follow your passion. If it's your dream, pursue it. And pretty much at all costs, just keep it going, because eventually the momentum catches on and you get empowered and you surround yourself with like-minded people. And eventually you just catch the spirit within, and you just keep going.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
So I think that is, I would completely concur with that. Excuse me. But I think that there's also technical details that I think you need to know. And
Our social director's licking my toes.
I may need to get one.
Okay.
There's a coffee right behind you. There we go.
Sorry,
That's okay.
it's very dry. Our social director, yeah.
Hi, Otto.
He's our social director, everybody. He's fairly needy, but sorry, are you okay?
Yeah, sorry, it's like dry. I think that what you need to know. Sorry, I'm losing my voice now.
That's okay.
Can we?
Do you want to take a moment? Okay. Well, Sonia and water, and we're going to sign off now. Thank you very much for joining us, and hope you enjoyed our first episode.
Thanks, man. You said it's not live, is it?